Hello, everyone, and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is Tiffany Stout from the Austin, Texas area with your Wednesday Wisdom. And today I wanted to share something with you that when I guess kind of heard about it or realized it, it was something that made a pretty significant mental shift for me. And so I wanted to share it with you today. I think it can help wherever you're at. And I think I was a fairly new-ish director, so this was quite a while ago. And gosh, I don't even know, 15 years ago maybe. And I was doing well as a new director, kind of taking all the tips and advice I could get from people who were successful and who were where I wanted to be and I was inspired by. And so I was trying to just learn everything and do everything I could to just grow my business and grow my unit and help as many women as possible. But there was something missing, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I used to tell myself, because we have like so many different leaderboards in Mary Kay, to kind of steal or quote like a Peloton word, because I love my Peloton, and I look at that leaderboard when I'm working out, and it's fun to watch and see all the other people that are taking a class with me, but I'm not motivated by where I'm at on the leaderboard. And in Mary Kay, we've got our own leaderboards. We've got rankings, and we've got courts that we can be in, and unit clubs, and all those things. And so when I was this newish director, I was like, well, that doesn't really motivate me because I'm not really a competitive person. Like, I would think, like, I don't want to, like, compete with everyone that's on the leaderboard, and, I don't want to beat my friends. It was kind of like one of my mental blocks, like a limiting belief I had, because I wanted my friends to succeed and do well. And, of course, I had to realize, and someone shared, I think somebody maybe said this to me, or I don't know where it came up, but I started to learn and realize that it wasn't that I wasn't competitive, because I am competitive. I love to win. I love to have success, and I want to compete. I was an athlete too, and I love the thrill and the chase and the competition, but my realization was that I didn't want to be comparative, okay, because there is a huge difference in being competitive versus being comparative. And I think that was my fear. That's what my limiting belief was that I was going to be compared to someone else, compared to my friend, or I would be comparing myself to my friend, comparing the work I did or didn't do, comparing the results I did or didn't get. And instead, I needed to remember that it was a great thing to be competitive, to compete, to have that fire and that desire within you, but not to compare in the same breath. So there's a big difference between the two. So I just wanted to share what this difference is, because it made a big, like I said, a huge mental shift for me to realize it was okay. It was a blessing. It was a gift to be competitive. It was a gift to my business. So being competitive means that you're striving to improve and to succeed, that you want success, and not at the cost or the expense of someone else, but that you're competing really with your own self, with your own record, with your own belief. One of my most prized accolades back from when I was in this time period of my life that I'm sharing was when my unit became the number one, oh my gosh, why am I like totally blanking on what it is? I lived in the state of California, and we were the number one most improved in the state. And I loved that award. I still do, because it showed that my unit improved from one year over the other, not competing or comparing with anybody else, but we beat our own best. And I think that that's a great goal to have. Being competitive also means that you are constantly pushing yourself to be better and to achieve a specific goal. And it's about your own motivation, growth, and get this, personal excellence, your own personal excellence, not yours versus somebody else's, but what you are personally doing, how you personally show up, how you're personally excellent in all that you do. So, and then to contrast that with what being comparative looks like, that means like you're constantly pitting yourself against somebody else. You're always measuring yourself up against others. And we know when we do that, we always, like we tend to do this, but it's pretty much always, we will always be comparing our worst to somebody else's best. And that's not even an even and level playing field. So that's not even a safe zone to be in. So what we do is we're going to always focus on our differences with somebody else, how they did this better, they did that better, they're better at this, they're more skilled at that, instead of focusing on your progress, your own progress that you're making towards the goals that you have. So that is going to definitely hold you back in moving forward, and it's also going to lead you to create more self-doubt or dissatisfaction. And I mean, how many of us, we're already good at doing that a lot as it is, right? We don't need to be compounding that and adding to it by comparing ourselves with others. So to summarize this, when you're competitive, it's a good thing. You want to be competitive. It fuels growth. It is productive towards your growth, while comparativeness will create limitations, limiting beliefs, if you don't catch it and realize it and turn it into something positive. I read this one quote I had to share with you that says, your competition isn't other people. Instead, it is ego, self-doubt, bad habits, procrastination, lack of discipline. Compete against that. Wow. I think that we can all become, like, we're tempted to become victims to all of that. Our own ego, our self-doubt, bad habits, procrastination, and lack of discipline. So if you're going to compete with anything, then compete against those things and challenge yourself to be your best. What was your best day in sales ever? What was your highest number of faces you ever did in one day or in 1 week? What is the highest number of parties you ever held in 1 week? I challenge you to beat your best. What was your highest number of sales or your most recruits that you ever added in 1 month? Compete against that and see how doing that and competing against your best over and over and over again leads to greater success in your business. I hope that this mental shift helps you and helps to make a big difference for you, because remember, it is a blessing to be competitive, but it can be destructive to be comparative. Well, have an incredible, wonderful day today. I love you all. Thanks for listening. God bless you all. Bye-bye.